Good morning, Steve Free in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, markets are trying to rebound from yesterday's steep losses. Beans up about 14, maybe 16 cents. Meal and oil higher, corn up 4, and wheat's anywhere from 1 to 2 cents higher. Outside markets, still some uncertainty as far as Russia and Ukraine is concerned. Yesterday's Russia's defense minister talked about troops being pulled out of Belarus, going back to barracks and bases. But today, U.S. intelligence says that there's actually a buildup of troops in the east and south, and the Russian Navy continue to blockade the ports of Ukraine. So going into a long weekend with the CBOT closed on Monday for holiday, some people might even up their positions, especially the short positions in the grains, in case something happens over the weekend in Russia and Ukraine, or more importantly, if there's any demand that shows up because of the losses of corn and soybean crops in South America. I think that as far as weather is concerned, Argentina is going to remain dry for the next 10 days. That includes parts of Rio Grande do Sul and Paraguay. Still some rain up in the northern part of Brazil, slowing harvest there. The market continues to try to gauge what losses are, especially the soybean crop in Brazil. Rio Grande do Sul yesterday dropped their crop to 11 million tons from Conab's 13.8. Some people say if there's further declines in Mato Grosso, Paraná, Mato Grosso do Sul, the crop could be 122 million tons versus the USDA's 134. That could shift some demand of beans to the United States for export. China needs to buy 8 million tons of beans a month to reach the goal of 97 million tons of imports the USDA is calling for. So China should come back to the markets soon. There was a talk about 5 to 6 cargoes of beans being washed out of Brazil. That could be due to the fact that they may not need those beans. Not sure if those were priced or not, but some people are talking about they may have had a price in the futures, and by liquidating those positions, they made some gains on the rally in the bean futures. Over in the corn, it's the same story in that today we'll be getting some ethanol data. We'll also be getting look at maybe export sales coming in because of increased demand if the corn crops are lower in South America, especially in Argentina. Also, USDA has Ukraine shipping 33.5 million tons of corn this marketing year. The bulk of that goes to Europe, but also 11.8 million tons goes to China. The rest goes to North Africa. So we'll have to see if there's any issues with Ukraine exports if some of that demand shifts to the United States. As far as the wheat market is concerned, again, we're in this broad trading range. Probably won't break out on the downside until we know more about the northern hemisphere U.S. weather. We can't really break up on the upside until we see more demand, especially on the export side. U.S. Southern Plains continues to be mostly dry. We do have a big storm that's going to start in the eastern part of the Southern Plains. It's going to move into the eastern part of the southern part of the eastern Midwest, the Delta, the Southeast, with heavy rain, possible severe storms, and then snow across a band, maybe from Missouri to Michigan. Also next week, it turns a lot colder.